From one incident to the other, a senior officer of the National Identification Authority has been killed and many others injured after gunmen attacked a National Peace Council delegation at a district in the northern region Thursday evening, Saboba to be precise. The Northern Region Minister Salifu Said told JoyNews the attack is linked to an ongoing chieftaincy dispute between two Konkomba rivals. He said security has been beefed up while the body has been deposited at a morgue in Yendi. JoyNews learned the gunmen opened fire at a school in the community where the Peace Council delegation was to start a meeting with one of the factions. The deceased, who was part of the meeting, is said to have been shot multiple times and died on the spot. The chieftaincy dispute sparked in the community some 5 years ago when members of the community rejected a chief selected by the NIA. Ilyasu Tanko is our correspondent and joins us with more. Ilyasu, you've been following this story. What more?
What we do know is that this is a quasi committee called locally the Peace Committee. It works directly under the Peace Council in the Northern Region. And so I have spoken to the chairman of this particular delegation. He was the person targeted by this gunmen. And he told me that there are several chieftaincy issues in the Sababa district. And so as a result, they took the initiative to go around those villages and speak to the chiefs and tell them they need to embrace peace. And so they have been to more than 8 communities. The Sangule communities, about 9 or 10 communities they visited. Unfortunately, this incident happened. And he said when he went to the community yesterday, an elder man approached them and told them they would not be allowed to have a meeting in the community because he has not been informed of that particular meeting. And according to the chairman of the Peace Committee, he attempted to explain to this man would not budge. And so he went back to a local church, which is closer to a primary school there, to tell the people that had already gathered that the situation was getting intense. They could not have a meeting. And so what he was trying to tell the people what was happening, a group of gunmen opened fire on them. And unfortunately, this NIA officer, a senior officer in the Sababa district, had visited the community and he went to this particular scene to listen to the peace message by the Peace Committee. Unfortunately, when the gunmen opened fire on the delegation, he was hit multiple times. And as we speak, he has been confirmed dead and his body has been sent to a morgue in Yendi.
So if I get you, Ilyasu, this NIA officer is not part of the Peace Council team.
Not at all. He was in the community and he was attending the call, the Peace Council, the peace call, of course, but the Peace Council. So he went there to listen to the message that the Peace Council have for them.
Other residents there, tell us the nature of that meeting between the Peace Council and the residents in the area.
Well, this meeting didn't happen because the elderly man said he was not informed. The delegation didn't inform him about the meeting and he was in charge of the community. And so he didn't allow the meeting to happen. And according to Nicholas, Reverend Nicholas, he is the leader of this Peace Committee. He had already spoken to some people and they agreed and was waiting for him to come and give them his message or their message. Unfortunately, the gunmen raided them and opened fire on them.
Was there any security person traveling with the Peace Council team?
Well, no, but to speak, we understand the security has been beefed in that area. We understand the Yendi Division Police also making preparation to come in and help the Sababa police to be able to keep peace in the area.
Go tell us the chieftaincy dispute that is being associated with this incident.
Well, we understand this is from 5 years ago. At the time, the now chief of Savulugu. He was the regent of Dagbon, and there was a chieftaincy. The community leaders settled on a gentleman and a candidate and presented that candidate to the regent at the time. And as you know, the Yana or the Giwa Palace is responsible for inscaning chief in the Sabara area. And so the elders of the Sanguli area presented this candidate to the regent at the time, and he went ahead and skinned him. Unfortunately, some of the community members, as we understand, rejected the candidate by the overlord, and since then there has been sporadic violence in this particular community.
Very much, Ilyas Utanko there, bringing us update on that incident where an NIA officer was killed during a meeting between a Peace Council delegation, and he brought us details of that. It's quite a bloody Friday this morning.